LBU. Let's see. I'm doing the intro by myself tonight, so I just want to make sure we're good, and we are. But I wanted to come in alone before bringing my illustrious hostess, because I thought it was an appropriate time, since we are discussing the conclusion to the Love Unaccounted series, to talk to you about my gratitude for your support on the series. There's so much I have to say. I'm really not good at freestyling it, but I promise I want to keep it short. But I just want to say thank you so much for the way you guys always go up for Pastor. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I totally understand that. But I finished the audio this week that was wonderfully narrated by the Winston James and the Empress Alyx Monroe. And it brought back a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions, and had me go back and edit a few things that was missed. But it brought me back to the young LB in her profession. 2015, I was still working a full-time job in Philadelphia, commuting, driving to the train station, walking 4 metropolitan blocks to my warehouse of a disgusting environment of an office, and walking back. And I remember my iPad being my best companion, because I would edit on there. I would write on my phone. I wanted to make sure things were right. When I got started back in 2013, I was really, really hungry. I was absolutely hungry. At that time, I do believe I did have one friend at that time. I just gotten a friend, someone I could vent to, and someone who understood where I was, because she was new at the time. But there was so much, I don't want to say pressure, because that's not true. I applied so much pressure to myself because I was hungry. I was determined to prove to myself and this imaginary, enemy and opposition, because I got so much criticism from my very first project, which was the Love's Improbable Possibility series, from peers, from readers, from bloggers I reached out to in the wrong community, begging for them to read my work, because I did believe in myself. And I had people who I knew could be honest with me and believed in me too. But I had gotten so much from it. And I hope this gets to the ears of authors who want to sit down and want to have a conversation, or those who I've had a conversation with. And all I say is keep going, because I was very determined to master my craft. And I knew, and I still know to this very day, God has given me the gift of storytelling, relevant storytelling. And I've been saying since back then in 2015, I just have to work on the technical part of it. I have to work on my editing. I have to work on my phrasing. I have to work on, my dialogue. I've read the comments, the reviews in audio for Bonded with Ezra, and I saw quite a few negative ones saying, "Oh, she's so long-winded," or "This book is too long," or "It's too much inner dialogue." And that's their truth. I understand. I'm accustomed to being critiqued. I'm from Patterson. I can eat it all day. It's not a big deal, but I do pay attention. But I still have a hunger in me to be better and to do better. But I feel like my day ones, my day twos, my day threes, because as an author, you don't just have day ones. Like, they roll in. Most of them roll right back out. But to God be the glory, more roll in. And those who were with me back then, they celebrate Ezra. And they didn't accept him. Some of them didn't accept him right away, but they eventually did. So I just appreciate those of you who have been celebrating him and Lex's journey with me. I still believe in it. I remember when I first met them, and I remember how much their story evolved. If I told you how they introduced themselves, because my mind was going crazy with other projects and other potential clients, you would not recognize them. So I wouldn't even waste my time describing them. But people often ask, "Love, who do you liken Ezra to?" I don't liken my characters, especially my clients, specifically my clients, after anyone. Even my sub-characters, I may take a personality trait from here. That I don't write anyone's story. These people come to me as they are, and I try to stay true to them. And I try not to inject Love Belvin's moral code into them and my personality traits. I try to let them be them. And when I heard the conclusion read by two people who I didn't even know back then, Winston and Alyx, and I saw how they were able, for the most part, because in narration, the narrator has to interpret the character and portray the character the way they feel. I'm gonna be the only person, even to God be the glory, when we get to movies, whenever, because we're claiming it, I'm gonna have to accept that they're only pure to me. They may be interpreted a little differently, but the way that these two went about them, it was so refreshing. And I can't wait to have this conversation with you. And I'm gonna stop it here because I can be long-winded, but I do want to say the last thing, the sandbox. It was, I just, God makes no mistakes. It's crazy how we're starting to celebrate the 10th year anniversary, because In Covenant with Ezra was published in September 2015, and Love was December 2015, and Bonded was April 2016. So if you heard messaging from me or Team Love saying we're going to be celebrating until April, we're going to celebrate until we sell out. And we're almost sold out with the sandboxes. And I'm so happy that every order that has been placed up until today has been signed. I have 3 waiting in my basement because I'm waiting on communication. But today, that's all I've been doing is signing books. So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I remember young LB with the same swag, the same confidence. But now on the other side of it, I see the backings of you people who are experienced readers, and it just confirms my gift. And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for taking out the time to speak with us tonight. So without further ado, I want to introduce my illustrious co-host and sponsor for this chat, Miss Renee, of Indie Love.
I was just
Happy day. Happy
girl.
day. We're celebrating all month, right, Joslyn? All month.
Absolutely. You see, I still got my balloons up. Yeah.
Should, as you should. Well, thank you so much for hosting us once again.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna have Alyx and Winston. Alyx is probably already in chat. And Alyx, I meant to tell you, you can come in whenever you're ready. She may be here, she may not, because Alyx, she doesn't play it. Alyx loves a good conversation. I say this, I tell everybody this. She loves to talk. She could be a Belvin. She just loves to talk about, people and relationships and evolution and all that stuff. So she's always a great talk. But she and Winston, they'll be in around 7:15. And I guess, can I open up with the first question, or did you want to?
No, this is your show, ma'am.
Alyx, okay, Alyx is listening, but she'll hop on when because Alyx she does not play. she needs to host and talk an LBU chat because she will eat it up. So I just wanted to ask you guys, how did you wait, before I ask that question, I want to say, out of respect, because I know she's going to listen to this, I talked to Joss, and I wanted, instead of me opening up, I was going to have Ayana open up. Everybody knows, and I know there are some heavy Ezra lovers out there, and they are claiming the first lady slot. But I'll be honest with you, as his therapist, I don't know if anybody has gone as hard as Yaya. Ayana, I did invite her to come in to open up and talk to us about what Ezra meant to her and why has she for so long and so consistently gone so hard. But she unfortunately is unavailable, but I do want to shout her out. And I just want to ask you guys, what do you think? Now we're done, and I do apologize for the gaps in the public, the audiobooks being published. That was out of our control, but we got at least in the calendar year. What did you guys think about the production? What did you guys think about the narrator's work? What did you think about listening versus reading? And Johnson, remind me, I have something to say about that.
Listening I'm sorry, there's reading. Some, I guess, bots. If y'all see me doing like this, I got my glasses on, but I'm trying to figure out if these are real people or not, and I'm getting ready to kick them out.
No, they're not real people.
I didn't want to just kick them out, and we haven't experienced that in a long
time. Yeah, but they look body. Yeah. Akila. Yeah, Akila is coming up for that pastor. She she may give my Yaya some work. Okay. Is it Aisha? Aisha says she loved the listen. I'll let Yaya have it. Oh, Akila, I'll let Yaya have it only. She has been around longer than me. Okay. Jaleesa. Hey, Jaleesa. We know Ezra belongs to Yaya. See?
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And Love confirmed it by truly telling her, calling her first lady. There's a question.
I'm obedient.
I don't know if you've heard this before. Can I put it there? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm glad this came up. I talked about this publicly before. I remember many moons ago, Joslyn. I shared this with you, right? It had to be before COVID, and one of my sister readers, I haven't heard from her in a while. At least I don't believe she said, you know, is Ezra autistic? And I was like, oh, why would you say that? Like, what?
You know, when Rochelle said it, when me and Rochelle, we was about to like go. I was like,
yeah. And you know, I'm pretty flexible. I don't get offended so quickly. But I was like, why would you say that? And she's a licensed whatever. And she said, and she ran down the list of why he could be honest. And I was like, ooh, I won't argue. And then recently I was on TikTok, and I think my girl Ashley, and I wanted to shout Ashley out tonight. Ashley has been going in on these audiobooks, including Bonded with Ezra. And someone in her comments was saying, hey, is he on the spectrum? And I didn't view it as a dig. I thought, now that my mind is open, I think that's a great question. I'm not aware of Pastor being on the spectrum. I'm not aware, but I'm not gonna, I can't deny it. That's not, because as I'm listening and in our session, when I'm telling him to look at this box and all that stuff, the opening of Bonded, I'm thinking like, yo, Ezra, you were out of pocket. Like, do you not understand how crazy it looks that you referred Trent to me, but you're busting up in my office and he's your parishioner. Like, it's just that cognitive dissonance. Like, he was just on another planet. So I don't know. Sheridan, she said we need a moderator. Oh, because of the bots. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I got them out. If they come back, I'm just so if y'all see me squinting, that's because I'm trying to. They have StreamYard has done something a little different. You see, it looks a little different for us. So, but I think I kicked them out. So
yeah, I don't see him as much. Jaleesa, thank you so much. I did want to say, I'm proud to say, because the holidays are coming up, and I want to, I have the basement set up, and I kind of wanted to clean it out. I don't want to say get rid of these books because I honor the books too. But we have 5 more sandboxes available, and after that, we're going to be done with them. And I do know people have been asking about just the books, and I've been saying we're trying to get rid of these sandboxes, and maybe there can be a conversation. There can be a conversation about just the books, but yeah, they're so dope. They're so dope. They were designed so well. And I'm not a special edition type of girly. I'm telling you, I had to get help with this, didn't I, Joslyn? Like a year ago, like, and honestly, when I was packing, I was like, I wouldn't have done all of this. This is, I'm so glad I had the advice.
Miss Ma'am was wavering back and forth to where we were like, just do it. They want it. They're going to want
it. Talked to everybody. I was just waiting for a reason not to do it. Because I guess that'll be tasteless to discuss it. But with these boxes, there's a huge undergoing with it. And I talked about it on a YouTube short, saying like, we did book boxes back in 2014. We were ahead of the game. We didn't call it book boxes. I'm not the inventor of that, but my partner came up with this idea of, doing collecting things from the series, putting them in a box. And Joslyn is a lipper. She was one of our first supporters on it. And we made so many mistakes. And the first mistake was we ordered everything up, and it took us until possibly Indie Love 2018, and we started in like 14 or 15. It took years because we were ahead of our time. So this time I'm like, I'm not gonna front the money. And this sandbox is fancier than what we did with the Lippers Club, but our heart was in it just the same. So I'm happy.
Let me tell you something. We were excited. Those of us who did the Lippers Club, we were excited to get those boxes. Let me tell you something. That was when, love? Because my box is still over there. My stuff is still in
2014, 2015, maybe?
Yeah, my stuff is still in the box. All except probably my t-shirt, maybe. No, that might still be in there too. Yeah, I can wear it now. I couldn't wear it then. But all of my stuff is in my box. Like it's a collector's item keepsake. And then I did turn around and buy the hard copy. So I have 2 sets of just about everything. But yeah.
Yes, and I truly do appreciate it.
Girl. I didn't say
Elise here?
Yes, honey. Yes.
Okay, so so you guys think Alyx and Winston did a great job. My audiobook girly, Tanisha.
They did. I mean, Love knows that I literally just finished listening all but the epilogue. I got some of the epilogue done in today. I had to commit to just literally listening all day today. And they did. They ate, and there was like, even though I've read it several times, there's still for me revelations that you hear things different than when you're listening. And
thank you for bringing that up.
You and I both were like, I ain't into audiobooks. We were not into audiobooks at all. And I'm still not, I shouldn't say that. I listen to certain ones.
I mean, yeah, because
certain ones. I don't listen to everybody.
Yeah, because audiobooks is like a new phenomenon. It's certainly the current wave, right? So if it's not something you're accustomed to, even me, I don't want to lie and say I'm going to try to work audio into my writing, but I said on one of our chats in the future, there's a way that I can write it out better for audio, but that's not how I started writing. And there was another critique I got about the inner dialogue, and also too, the narrators that have done so much work in the LBU, they kind of know how to read certain parts. Like I italicize a lot. There's a mood when you're reading. You don't get that when you're listening. It's their job to give it to you. But even the breaks, like how you have the Infinity Love Belvin ring, and you know that there's some time that's transpired. You don't really get that, especially if it's in the same chapter. They just continue on to the next thing. And it's for you. I don't know. I mean, it's just some things that can be missing. I'm not trying to dissuade you from audio, because that's a new dimension, and you obviously, we want to see the work in more dimensions, but reading it is definitely a different vibe. And I'm sure the narrators will tell you, because they had to learn how to deliver, if this was a one-liner, if it was I don't know. They're doing a great job, but I'm sure it's something they had to get accustomed to.
Wait, are you saying you read in 3 days? You listened in 3 days? Ain't no way.
She listened.
Yeah, she listened to all the whole series in 3 days?
Well, I'm gonna assume, because this is it's not that we can't talk about the book, but it's for the audio. So I'm assuming 3 days. There are some speed readers,
That's not how you listen in 3. There's no way
I've listened to an LB novel in 3. I think I listened to Love's Encroachment last week in a few days.
She's saying the whole series, love, not just one book.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yep, she said
that's what I'm questioning, like the series.
Oh wow, that is a lot.
The whole series, or just this book? Because see, I listen on my way to and from work, and so to and from work, I work about, depending on traffic, 30 minutes tops from home, coming, to and from. So I get a good 2 chapters in, maybe a chapter and a half in, maybe.
When you're not cussing folks out.
Don't do that. Shh, you can't be telling the secrets now.
And I'll be eating it up. I'll be right there.
Only until I leave the south side. Once I get on the west side of ATO, I'm good. Once I hit 20, I'm good. There were some other questions that were in here. There was one I wanted to pop up. She was asking about new readers. Oh, here we go.
Oh. How do you feel about all the new readers that are new to your work because they're strictly audiobook? Yeah, thank you, Johnny. That's a great question. Some of them have rolled right in audiobook girly. Some of them Ashley, is that you? No, I don't know if that's Ashley. I think some of them have rolled in well, and some haven't. And some and I get it. They don't understand that this is a whole universe. Now everybody has a universe, but let me not go there. But they don't understand that it's a bigger picture. Some people did not start with Ezra. Some people didn't read in order, which you don't have to. But if you did, it makes sense. So I always welcome new readers and listeners. That's what I thank God for. Turning people over, and it's the same as day one. Either they get with it or they don't, and I get it. I've been getting a lot of from people who actually enjoy the work. It starts off very slow, and it does. Even Riel, when we get Riel's story, y'all know how I am with character development, because I have to prove to you how these two fell in love. I have to prove to you why it made sense for these two to fall in love. I have to prove to you why these two have the habits they do. And once I get through that part, I write so much faster and it gets so much better. But for me, I have to be convinced this is real. For me, LB, I have to be convinced it makes sense. So I'm going to treat every client the way I need to be proven to. So, yeah. Audiobooks are just really convenient. Yes, it is. Like y'all said, you could have read the books before. It's a different experience. It's a different
It really
dimension.
is. It really is. It is, because I find myself with certain scenes going, oh.
Let me tell you something.
The way they perform it.
Yes, because when Lex told Pastor to go straight to hell, go to hell.
Yep.
When he blurted,
yeah.
When he did that at her workplace, I was like, a few times I just bust out laughing. I'm like, dang, Ezra, like, chill. I'm just responding with them. So it's a new dimension. And Alyx, let me tell you something. She's my empress. She ain't gonna be nobody else's empress. When I tell you my girl was fighting, like Lex was fighting for her life and bonded with Ezra, you would have thought it would have been in love with Ezra, but she kind of danced us into like building up to the point where she's just like, I'm in love with you. But I think Lex had to come to that conclusion. But in Bonded, Lex was not taking no prisoners. And I'm telling you, I was like, in the second quarter of the book, and I'm like, yo, Alyx was fighting for her life. She was getting with everybody. And I was like, whoo, if there's an award, Alyx needs that award. And Winston, don't get me wrong, this has no reflection on Winston, because everybody know how I've given him his public shout out, because I felt like trying to figure out who's going to narrate for Ezra really wasn't a lot of options. And when I tell you, I had to communicate and over communicate, and it worked out well. But yes.
Look, I'm looking at, I had to go, I'm listening. Jaleesa's the second one and said 1.75. How the hell are y'all listening at 1.75?
Do you get the feels at that speed? Jaleesa, do you read it? Do you listen at that speed, or maybe on occasion?
Mine today to the 1.2, whatever, because I was trying to get it done. Listen, how the hell are y'all listening at 1.75? I'd go cuckoo. I'd go crazy. How are y'all doing that? Because it was sounding like to me. It wouldn't. I couldn't do it.
So I think it's Rhonda. So Rhonda, that is really interesting. So you enjoyed the read more. So you enjoyed listening more in book 3, or just the journey more in book 3, which is a real thing, because my favorite is book 2. I tell everybody, I write that in almost everybody's books. But book 2 was my favorite. That was more of a roller coaster for me. But then I'm starting to change whether it was a roller, because book 3, I had to close a lot of things, and I was really impressed by, I forgot about that. I think Keisha and the baby, where book 1 opened up when she was at the wreck, and Keisha was threatening to like cut the baby, the mistress, and kill the baby. All of that stuff, and the public defender, what's his name from the public defender? I was like, oh my gosh, closing all of that stuff. So I thought that was like a wonderful role, but that took a lot of work.
Yeah, I can do the 1.2. They're talking about the speed. It's not slow-mo for me. I like you said, I want to listen and savor and catch everything. I don't know if I would be able to do that on a higher speed, but there was so many things. when you said Lex ate when Mary died, I just was like, I almost was in tears when Lex was sitting there and
By
oh,
herself.
I think, is anybody else, can anybody else agree with this? I think we hated Bishop Carmichael more in Bonded than we did in throughout the whole series. I feel like he showed his ass for complete in 3. He was his, nasty in the other ones, but in 3, and then when they were signing the papers and he looked over at Marvin and winked, I was done. I was so done. Like, to read it is one thing, but to hear it, like, he literally winked at this woman. Are you kidding me?
Just disgusting. Didn't want the job anymore, but wanted to control his son once he got the job. That is a lot. Is that Tacola in the house? Tacola, hey. Yes, that is.
And then you had the nerve to try to curse his children. Like, are you crazy?
I forgot all about that until I heard it yesterday. I was like, yo.
Bruh.
Yeah.
No.
His other life, he just took way too far. Like, you're so out there that you think the way you move is normal. That is not normal.
No. She said he needed his ass whipped. He did. Oh, weeble wobble. That's, I could just, Hey,
I know her. I know you, Key. Is it Threads? From Threads? Or from TikTok? I know you. You look familiar. Oh, Daisy's in the house too.
What? Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. Wait.
Oh.
What did she say? She said
this is not Sheridan.
She want Ishan to take
oh my God. You want him to snipe the bishop? Sheridan is she is my mainstay. And ironically, Sheridan's cousin is my line editor. Oh, and I know Sitara is like, love, did you fire me? Because where is you? And I'm thinking, like, I'm getting there. When Ezra mom died, I felt in my mom also passed. And I'm sorry to hear that. I was deeply impacted by Ezra's mom's passing, and her homegoing was top tier in the gospel world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was really vivid writing that. And I felt so bad for Ezra. I felt so bad for him. I thought Lex did a really good job, even though she was insecure, but I think she stood by his side so well. And when Precious came over, just acting overly familiar, it's just like, ugh.
Oh, at the repairs?
At the actual funeral. I think it was
I
think it was a funeral. She came up to the front row to say something to Ezra. Yes, I think that. Poor Daisy. I thought this was a different Daisy from Threads, but doesn't she look familiar with her pretty self? Daisy, do I know you from somewhere else? Is she one of our Planet Love Belvin sisters, Joslyn?
Maybe.
No, I know. No, she's not. She looks like Jag's cousin. Her Jag's cousin has been to Indie Love too. She looks like Jag's cousin. That's what it is. Yeah, she popped in because she lived in Atlanta. Okay, Erica's in the house. Oh gosh, Erica's about to have us in stitches. Just give her a few minutes.
Oh Lord, where's Erica?
She's here. Okay, so it's the difficulty with social communication. I work with ASD. Yeah, because he just didn't understand. Even when, like, I think that was in Love, book 2, when he had to do the prayer at the First Ladies event. And as soon as he got to the room, he was just trying to ponder, like he was pondering, like, what is this about? She doesn't feel welcome in my home. Like, she wants to wake up with me. Like, what is this? It's weird. Instead of just saying, do it, like, let me just do it. He's just like, what does she mean I'm too quiet? So yeah, I get it.
But then Ezra was the only child. Some of that is only children syndrome. Don't know how to didn't have real friends. Remember, he said it too. I think it was in this one. He said he wasn't doing what normal kids were doing at his age. He was with his grandfather. He was hanging out with his grandfather.
That's the only person he felt, oh, hey. Right. only person he felt he could connect to, you know.
Right.
So I definitely understood that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe he is on the spectrum. I don't know. That didn't come up in my sessions with him, but that maybe I should have considered that.
Somebody
uh
said Precious and Don gotta be cousins.
I know. You know what they've been saying? My sister Rita's have been saying on social media. Okay, love, I'll give you Brielle, but don't try to come with Dawn because that's where I'm gonna.
I've
That's
never
where
heard
I'll put.
you
Yeah, no, we won't do.
talk
I
about
don't.
Don. I had to laugh because I just finished Sadiq before I started listening to this. And how Don, I forgot Don was flirting with Sadiq. I was like, oh my God, girl, go on somewhere.
I don't think there's any other antagonist I'll take on.
Black
But I knew
sis.
with Brielle, Brielle had I didn't know I didn't know when she was introduced in the Connecticut King series. She was introduced to the LBU there. I didn't know she had a story. She was just centered around Trent's life and trying to build the type of popularity he had, the type of swag he had that he can pull a Brielle. But then more and more she kept popping up. I'm thinking like, I don't know. I just feel like she has a story. So Ezra's the only child. His father never understood him nor liked him. Yeah, I don't think his father liked him. Yeah. Pastor Clover got in his life. He's aloof. He's very much aloof. That's how I took him as a client. Very much aloof. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not saying that he wasn't. I'm not disputing anybody that said he was on the spectrum. I never said that. And when Rochelle said it, I wanted to bop her. And that's my girl. What is you talking about?
Shout out to Rochelle. I love her.
Oh, remind me to tell you about that her later. You're gonna laugh, but
Black and white. Though he's had a colorful life. Yeah, he just walked through life black and white, black and white. Even when he was dove in color.
but even when Thaddeus was trying to talk to him, he just did not.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it. He
Mm-mm.
didn't get it. Even when he was trying, he's asking Thaddeus of all people. What was it in book 1 in Covenant?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's asking Thaddeus, how do you date? What do you do? What do you like? He never dated. He didn't have girlfriends in school. He was just focused. So he know how to treat a woman.
That narrow focus of him when it comes down to dating, I pulled on my great aunts and uncles who I was born to teenage parents, so they had children my age. I often share, so they weren't old and ancient. And I grew up with them, like in the church. I share all the time. I had a family church for many two, one here in Jersey, North Jersey, and they're both debunked now. But and North Carolina, maybe North Carolina isn't defunct, but let me stop telling my family's business. But they're pioneers. They started the church and they were married. Like everybody was married. And then I had only a few of them, a couple of my aunts, their husbands didn't come with them to church, but I had like my uncles, my grandfather, Ciola Belvin, they were with their women. I only knew them to be married and faithful. And of course, I can't vouch for them always being faithful, but I've never heard any wild stories of them. But they're the one who set the culture for us. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And it was only one way. They, I didn't have an alcoholic as a deacon in my church. I didn't have a womanizer of a deacon. I know my church is small, so don't think that I'm lying. I'm not. And don't think that these people were perfect. They're not, because I can tell you how they were imperfect. But what I'm saying is they had a code and they just stuck to it. They were like middle aged when I was born, and then I saw them age, and some of them have gone on to glory. But it was only one way. I didn't see, and that's what people got afraid of with, my sister Corey, who's the first lady of the LBU, the real first lady of the LBU. She who covers me in prayer to this very day. Strong prophetic ministry. I got word Corey was not happy at the end of in covenant with Ezra. She never told me this. I'm gonna tell her to watch this video. She never, and let me tell you, that woman covers me spiritually, not a lie. She didn't tell me. Someone, maybe Jamaica came. She said Corey was upset because people thought I was going in a different direction. They thought he was going to be a whore. They thought he was going to cheat on her. They thought that he had imperfections, if you want to call it. His kink was his thing. Period. So they thought I was going to go somewhere else, but I've grown up with men of God who only walked one way. If they
So
cheated on their wives,
What was Corey upset about? She didn't like the way it
because of the orgasm he gave her, because Ezra was just so one way. Like I think it was a fear thing, because I think she said no, but she said you got it together by the end of the book. Once in covenant with Ezra is complete, you kind of know he's not messy. He just
right.
has personality issues. So, and again, that was never anything, and I think Ebony Janice, my sister, shout out to Ebony Janice, she'll tell you, like, I don't really do cheaters. That's really, really not my thing. And maybe that's a flaw for me as a romance storyteller. I can't do, maybe
Why
that's
would that
my
be a
spectrum.
flaw though? That's just
I just can't. That
flaw.
just can't be around. That can't be. I often do. They ain't on love at first sight. I often do not even attracted per se at the first sight, but I can't do that messiness and that cheating. So I think my sister had to, and she did. She had to complete the work in order to understand. Okay, this is a man of God. But Ezra, he took that shot from Miss Rima. Uh, Definitely the play in her hallway, when she was basically trying to say, I like to, and I know you don't. And he tried to meet her halfway. And I think she just got scared, because those of us who grew up in the church, and we honor it, and we hold that pulpit, to a high standard. And I do, because again, these men who raised me, they may have, as my seventh grade teacher, Miss Bethea, used to say, they may have gone underneath the car to cheat, beat, and cuss and smoke and all of that stuff, but they ain't do it from under the car, because I don't have any. So it was easy for me to have Ezra. He made covenant with God. He said, okay, I will walk right. And that's all he wanted. He just wanted a playmate. So if he felt God was honoring, it was easy for him. He was focused. So
Well,
yeah.
I didn't grow up in that kind of church either. You know who my pastor was that
I
I grew up
know
in.
we grew up
And
in opposite church environments.
right, but he
Mhm.
didn't play. If he did, then nobody, not a
Yeah.
soul.
But
I
what
don't
I mean
believe
opposite
he.
is, mine was a small church family.
Right,
Yours was a mega ministry.
right.
Yeah.
Like this, like
hmm
yeah.
hmm hmm
But he didn't play them kind of shenanigans at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. And not everybody, I don't know. I just don't believe every man cheats either.
I don't believe so either.
I just don't believe so, and I don't think I'm middle aged, as I love to say. I'm 45 years old, and I just don't believe that is for every man. And I think women are just as capable. I just don't think cheating is for everybody. Your flaw can lie somewhere else in terms of a relationship between two people.
I will give you. I don't think I've ever told you this, or maybe I have. But and when I say this, don't anybody think I am comparing their writing styles, because that's not what I'm getting ready to say. And this is for me, the reader who I read. I always have to love it to you. I always have to preface this for me. For me, love Bailey West and Chelsea Marie. When their characters, they're not Christian books. We know that. But they're going to give you a word, and if you have grown up in a church, you can relate to every word that they give. They know how to write a word for your heart and your spirit, what's going to make you think, and you're going to go, okay. Because when I was listening today, and I read it, I read it when it first came
When
out.
it came out.
When it came out, and I read it since then. But when he was talking about baptism, when they were at in
Amigo.
Camigo, and they
hmm
were talking, and he was getting ready to baptize her, and he was explaining it to her and breaking it down.
Yeah.
The way you broke it down, which I know is all biblical in word,
Mhm.
it just resonated. And there's certain things that when Bailey is writing and she's given a word, it resonates. There's certain things when Chelsea is writing and she writes some crazy crap. But when she puts the word in there, it resonates. You guys
Mhm.
have a gift. And I shared this with Chelsea a while ago. There's a gift. You guys have a gift with that. So
Thank you. Thank
thank
you for that. I appreciate it. Lashira Lee, she said to me a few years ago, yeah, because I tell you, and I'm not gonna repeat that, because it's gonna sound like I'm trying to name drop, and I'm not, because no, I'm not. But she was
And I
trying to
wasn't
say,
trying to name drop. I'm just saying.
no. You're fine. No, nothing what you said. I just want to watch what I say. But she was saying, yeah, I tell you, and I think Bailey was the name she mentioned too, and and another name I just don't want to mention, who I adore, but I just don't want to mention the name. Yeah, you guys are ministers. But Bailey is a minister, but she was trying to say, y'all don't, you and the other author don't know, but you guys have ministry in you. It always tickles you. If you ever heard Lashira speak, she's gonna crack you up. It makes you think and feel like you're preaching without preaching. Yeah, because this is what he is. This is who he is. I'd be remiss not to share, even though I've shared this ad nauseum, about the Love Unaccounted series and creating Ezra's, as a man of God and his words. I created, going back to my family church, like my blood family church, and many of them, the generation ahead of me, and many of them are married. And even one peer of mine, she's about my age, but she's a minister. She's an ordained minister. But we talk. I had to go to them because I'm like, yeah, like I know the word a little bit. I can give y'all some one-liners and quotes, but I need some, even down to the name of the church. They helped me. But for over a year, I had them in a text, well, probably a few years, but because we continued after the Love Unaccounted series was done. But I had a prophet on there, his wife, who has a prophetic ministry as well, who's my blood relative. She's my blood relative. I had my matriarch, who's my aunt, my biological aunt, her husband on there, and he's an elder. Like I had different, men and women of the cloth in this conversation with me, and I was asking them some things, and they had church. I'm just trying to get information, and they had church. So a lot of those messages, and In Love with Ezra, when they were at the Rogerses for dinner, and we met Amora, their baby girl, and I think it was Stanton. Was it Stanton or was it Zoe who asked about? I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to offend you, but gosh, how to go beyond the walls, the different walls you go beyond to meet God. And before Jesus came, you had to go to the priests, and you had to confess your sins to them, and they had to go through, to God. They had to go to God for you, and you weren't able to go, get to Him yourself. Come on, Sheridan, help me with that. And we had a whole sermon about that. And then those men and women, they started preaching sermons. So I was just eating it up. And then I also had a phenomenal line editor at the time, Karen. Was Karen's last name Carmichael? And I believe it was either in Covenant with Ezra or In Love with Ezra. I think Ezra was describing the Holy Spirit being in the sanctuary, and the emotion and the praise of worship was elevated.
I think that was In Love with Ezra.
In Love with Ezra. And Ezra said, and I remember I turned in my manuscript to her, and I said, this must be what blank feels like, because I could not articulate, but I was emotionally, I was there. And she came back, and she's a woman of God. This must be what heaven feels like. And when she said that to me, I got so warm, because I've grown up. That's all we want. We want to make it to heaven. We want to see that glory and all that other stuff. So it just all came together. So I don't want everyone to think that I'm this biblical genius, because I'm not. But I definitely had help on it. Let me see if Sheridan got back to me, helping me out. The inner outer courts. That's what it is. The inner outer courts before Jesus came and just completely did away with that. And now we can go to our Father ourselves. And we don't have to go to a priest to confess our sins or to get a blessing or a word.
We hear this all the time, that Pastor Twanice's book, it needs to be a real book.
And I don't know if I have the talent to pull that off, because, my lover is everything to me, but he's not a man who governs anybody. Twanice, though, I want to, he governs me. That's why Josh is laughing. Twanice is, so I grew up in a project environment, and Twanice was one of my very first babysitters from the first floor. And I love her and her sister Tisha. Tisha still follows me. What does Twanice follow? Love Belvin. But anyway, and I'm not good with sub-characters' names. So I have her name. So I have to explain it to every narrator. The pronunciation is Twanice. But once the narrators get going, I feel like the one who always remembers the little thing is the one we're bringing to the stage now, Miss Alyx Monroe. Alyx, did you get the name Twanice wrong at any point in your time in the LBU?
I would love to say that I didn't, because I think that's the, like, if I was reading it, that's the way I would pronounce it. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. There's this thing that the production team does where they send you back all the things you got to correct. And sometimes I take a little peek at like just the written part that I need to correct before I actually listen to myself, like listen to it back. And I'm like, I did not say that. I know, and I listened, and yes, I did.
You did? When? Which project was it? Well, she's never me.
No, I'm not. I can't remember if I pronounced her name wrong, but I'm saying I can't say confidently that I
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
because
recall
of some
that.
of the mistakes I've missed in the past.
Yeah.
In my mind, I got the pronunciation right,
I don't
but
know if
if you
pronunciation is an issue for you. I don't know if I've ever heard. I know Midnight and I always, nudge his shoulder.
me and Midnight
Midnight
be about to
is
fight.
yes. I'm like Midnight. Don't forget is Raji and even Winston. I'm like
Yeah,
Winston. This is
Winston,
my
look, today I cringed. I was like, that's not how you say
Raji.
his name.
And
And
poor
Raji is
Alyx.
my bestie. That's my bestie. Like,
Poor
what?
Alyx, she's behind the scenes. No, I'm pretty sure it's Lisa Mary, not Marie, Mary. But it's been a time, huh, Alyx?
A time. But like I said, I can't talk too bad about anybody because sometimes it be me. But you know what? My issue is dictionary words, not names. I usually get names right. Dictionary words, I be messing up. For whatever
Oh,
reason,
that's me all the time.
I cannot get mischief right. I always say mischief. And they like it'll be 3 times and they'll be like, ma'am, like Alyx, correct that please. And I'm like, well, why is it spelled like that? But hey y'all.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, hey.
But it's funny. I learned in my 12 years of writing that I use words I don't know how to pronounce. My lover,
Don't you?
my lover has a broad vocabulary, which is one of the reasons why I fell for this guy. Broad vocabulary, and over the years he'll say a word. I'm like, I know that word. How do you pronounce that again? And I'm all wrong. And then when the narrators, I'm like, oh, they said this wrong. And I'll go to Miriam and I'll hear the pronunciation. Like, they said it right. I, in my mind, have it wrong. The context is right, but I have it wrong. Oh my
It's
gosh.
crazy how often that happens. But you, my love, are the reason that I have the dictionary app open when I'm narrating. You are absolutely the reason. Because I'd be like, she made that word up. That can't be a real word. It's not.
Sometimes
And I
I
go look
do.
and it's a real word.
Sometimes I've gotten better over the years, but I've certainly, my editor, Zakia, my development editor, she goes toe to toe with me, but that's not a real word. And I'm like, but it make sense because it feels right. And we've been going at it for years. I've gotten better. But sometimes you just get wrapped up and it just needs to work. But I was saying, Alyx, I feel like in Bonded, I feel like the energy you brought there, Lex was fighting for her life. Like just staying like on 10, checking people, staying on top of Ezra. Like, look,
People were trying her though.
Say that again.
People were trying her.
Yeah. I could not imagine being in that environment, especially, how Lex is less than 30, being in that type of environment and people wanting you. And I don't even think I really touched on what the parishioners wanted her to be, more than, her father-in-law and Ezra's ex-lover Precious and her mom. But I didn't even deal with the expectations of the church for their first lady. I didn't even delve into that. I was watching the Love You More podcast on YouTube the other day, and Prophet Karn was on there. And one of the questions, and I enjoyed that recording podcast, whatever, more than I thought I would from him. And he was saying, I don't care what the church says when I finally decide who my wife is. She doesn't have to fit a motif. And it just reminded me of Ezra. And he talked about, and Ezra is not Brian Karn. Oh gosh, I got to remember my camera now. Ezra is not Brian Karn. But I did appreciate his conversation about what it's like to be a prophet and how you're not sociable. You want to be by yourself. You don't want to, you're comfortable going home and just chilling there and just being in the Word. So I definitely appreciated that, but I just thought it was like very, very interesting to see those parallels in terms of how he describes his journey as a prophet and knowing what was read or written for Ezra 10 years ago.
I'm just looking.
Yeah. And Alyx.
This one.
Yeah.
Wait. This one. And Alyx reading the sex scenes, both Lex and Ezra's parts had me taking out my earpods because clearly I was eavesdropping. Girl, I was going to give you a high five. Like, yes.
Alyx, your male voice, it's like you have too much fun with that. It's like you have too much fun with it. I was sitting up here like when I'm listening, I'm like, okay, Alyx. Like it was just a cadence, it was a swag to it. And not every male you read for had the same voice. But when you did it for Ezra, it was like a familiarity with it. It was like a warmth with it. And I was just like, Alyx, you look like you're having too much fun here.
Y'all making me blush.
Yeah, I think you should go and ask for double of your wage.
You know,
this was a lot. I felt like this was, Alyx, I felt like you were fighting for your life. And you were like, and I got you, boop, and I got you, boop, and you keep on like, boop. Like she was just going. I really enjoyed it.
When she was
doing Tashi and Tashi would go, yo, I would just crack up because I'm like, Alyx really embodied the whole New York girl because Tashi was the true round-the-way Harlem pride.
And even with Lex, I heard, because I remember when I was like prepping Alyx, and I was like, Alyx, but don't worry about it. If you can just remember the New York accent, because Alyx ate it down. And was it Love's Encroachment? It was something recent where she had to read for Lex. It was Sadiq.
Oh, and
okay. When you first read for Lex and Sadiq, I was like, because you understood it. Like she had a New York accent. She had this around the way type of vibe. And so when we got to Love Unaccounted, especially for book 2, I said, Alyx, keep with the Harlem thing. You know, you got it down pat. I said, even if you do it just for the first few chapters to establish it in our minds and then you stop, you're fine because you already established it. No, you were very consistent with it, and especially with bonded with Ezra. When you were reading people down, you were very much consistent with it. So that was really, really good.
Thank you.
No. Here's my girl Britt. No, that was Wesley. Britt.
Oh yeah, Wesley's man voice has its own like Instagram page at this point.
Oh, Rashad, yeah. Shout out to Wesley. Can Tashi get a book? Now I know everyone asks about Tashi, and Tashi is a real one, and I love her, and I feel like she is such a ride or die friend. But Tashi doesn't interest me. Tashi hasn't presented anything interesting for me to take her on.
And you low-key always give us Tashi's background story anyway.
Yeah. Tashi, as Alyx would say, I'm bougie. And Tashi is just not gonna be bougie. She's just not gonna. Tashi's gonna. That's why we love her.
Else called you bougie? What?
Yeah. Like you, I'm bougie. I'm bougie like you, Joslyn.
You can't even say love. You gotta say Miss Love.
That's Joss with her fancy glasses, her silky mane, always got that hair done. That's Joslyn. She bougie too. But
in good company, birds of a feather.
I'm not mad at that. But with Tashi,
it's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
We
she
walk in
just
and
likes to tease me with that often. And when she's trying to defend herself, she'll go, and you get it because you're bougie too, Josh. That's what she does.
and then here go Josh. Not like you, love. I'm like, no, we're the same. We're the
No.
same. But with Tashi, I think what we love about Tashi, she's just a roundaway girl. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to, I don't want to polish her. Everybody don't need to be polished. I like authentic people, and I just think that's who she's gonna be. So I seriously doubt. I seriously doubt if I'll ever take Tashi on. Yeah, you ate down as Miss Rima when Bonded opened and you guys were in the hotel and Miss Rima was on in the other bed with her back towards you and she was going off in her own way. I owe Lexi, and that was really, really good. That was really,
Thank
really
you.
good.
Ms.
Yeah.
Rima stressed me out. I ain't gonna lie.
Did she? Do tell. Do tell.
Because there's so many Jamaican people in my life, and they're constantly talking about how bad people's Jamaican accents are, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get it right.
Yeah, but I think you did. I think especially with and Bonded, I felt like it was strengthened in Bonded, but I thought it was like really good, especially when Miss Rima was like, "Oh my God, Lexi, like if you don't calm down, you're about to lose this man. Like, are you crazy?" And Lex was like, "And."
Well, after listening to today, when the story with Nye broke and Lex is calling Miss Rama and Miss Rama is going off like you girls in this social media.
Yes, yes.
And walking away like, then who did it then? Who did it?
Yeah.
Lex is like, but it wasn't me though.
Like, and she was saying, I didn't know. But look, the banter with Lex and Elle, what was that like for you, Alyx? Especially because I know you obviously recorded Bonded, but then you recorded, Lit. But what was that? Because you knew Lit was coming. What was that relationship like when they were like, psh, 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 which I forgot about, and I thought was like the most hilarious thing. What was that like for you? Because you know that this is another client of mine you're about to take on. So you have to build her, which you always do with every sub character. You build a personality for them. But what was that like for you?
Well, first of all, it wasn't until like the final hour that I realized Elle was Elle.
That was
I
Elle.
was like, yes. I think there was some comment about her blonde hair. And I was like, oh, she's a white girl. Okay, cool. So, I'm flipping through doing my research, like, oh, okay, cool. And then later I was like, Jackson, no, wait a minute. Oh, Elle. Okay, let me go back and erase my notes. I took the wrong notes thinking this lady is gonna be a white lady.
But I think she is mixed, isn't she? She doesn't know who her father is.
I don't know how many people have read Lit. I don't want to spoil it, but we do find out that she is mixed. But I was gonna go like full on
white
girl. Legally blonde.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. I
follow. And so I was really glad I picked up on that. But I thought it was funny. At the time that I was recording Bonded, I hadn't finished my research of Lit yet, so I wasn't like all the way through. And in the beginning of Lit, Elle is still very guarded. So I was getting more insight from her in Bonded than I was at the point in Love's Inconvenient Truth that I was in. So it was good to have the banter between Lex and Elle, especially when I did start recording Lit, because I was calling back to the conversation of her being like, okay, well, I don't have that many friends. Like, I don't make friends easily. Like, this is me reaching out to you. Okay. Yeah. Like I'm putting myself out there, and it all kind of came together. So it was really, I enjoyed it.
What was interesting too, that I'm being reminded of, because of course I forgot, is how Ezra strategically put those two together. And how, I mean, Lex to me is a girl. She's not as much of a girl's girl as Ashera is, but Lex did have her friends, and Elle didn't. Elle was very closed off. Elle had to move to to the big city, the big apple, and reinvent herself. So when she reinvented herself, she didn't know who she was as a girlfriend. And Ezra was able to pick that up. So it's interesting that first when they first got together, everything was cool. And then as soon as something went awry, Harlem World came out, and Elle was just like, "You're not my client." Next. So I thought that was really, really interesting.
It was very cute, and I love authentic relationships. And it doesn't have to be like best friend relationships, but you know, just people you come in contact with regularly that you can say your piece and everybody can move on. Like, yeah, girl, you was tripping the last time I saw you. But anyway.
Yeah, I got that from them. They didn't take it. I didn't get the impression they took anything personally.
Like when she
but
said, you said, fuck me.
Yeah.
Let's have the thing. Did I? Oh, I did, didn't I?
You know what?
But you said, I'm not your friend, you know, the way that they went back and forth.
And you
I
ain't
totally forgot. I forgot about that. And you want to hear something strange? Now, Alyx, you wouldn't know this, but Joslyn and the readers would know. When Tori and Elle with their banter and My Muted Love, Tori told her, "You're not my friend. You ain't my friend." So it was so funny to hear Elle say that, you know, well, before said that to
look, here's somebody that said too, loved. Elle loves some people, you're not my friend.
Wow.
That's what you think. You ain't my friend.
Yeah.
She's like, I wouldn't put it that way.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really good. And Precious, people often, you know, ask about Precious.
Who ask why?
People want a book on Precious?
No.
Oh, okay.
And ask, how did she end up? Because I think she's in a culinary school in Korea or something. And where she is. I feel bad for Precious because there's something psychologically off with her. For you to even take on I don't want to say stalking, but just having this fixation on a man because your mother and her jump off when she's, I don't know, they're encouraging you. Like, there's something off. For all of those years, she's too old to even care about a man who she felt like assaulted her. She felt like he assaulted her. So how could you be influenced by anybody to want to be his wife?
Want to chase him and continue on to try to keep discourse in his relationship, you know?
Yeah, I could honestly imagine her having a lot of conversations with her mom, and her mom being, you know, just coaxing, like, "No, you're almost there. When you do this, we'll be able to do that, and you can finally go do this or whatever. Like, you're so close."
Because it's almost like Martha wanted to live vicariously through her daughter. So she wanted that relationship because Marva's relationship with Bishop was never legitimized. So it's almost like, I want this for me. I want my daughter to do this for me. And Ezra was just like, no, even if there wasn't that accusation of him assaulting her, she's just not the woman for him. He didn't want a church girl. He didn't want a woman who was conversant with the moral walk of religion. He didn't want that. He knew he wanted someone outside of that. But I think the conflict came in, whereas you got to treat her like a human being too, Ezra. Like, she's not just your sandbox partner. Like, you know, there are other things, other factors to marriage rather than just the physical part of it. But yeah, I think Marva wanted to live vicariously through her daughter. She wanted to know what it felt like to be a first lady. And unfortunately, her daughter sounds to me, Precious was feeble-minded.
Child,
yeah, she was broken down.
Very broken down. Like, I mean, you close to 40 years old, and you, like you said, constantly chasing behind him and trying to be in his ear. And a man ain't got but one time to try to clown me. Like, Ezra clowned you so many damn times. Sent you home so many times. Like, he sent you home twice in this book.
He sent her home. Johnson said, a man only got one time from me.
He ain't got but one time to clown me like that, and I'm gonna leave you the hell alone.
Because that's it. That's all I got for you.
Right. Like,
period.
Yes, he sent her home the first time when she
from work. Yes,
from
yes,
work.
he did.
From work, you know.
Work.
Sent her home the first time. And then when she created the havoc in the meeting, you know.
And the way that she spurred him along with that, the way that she was just like, what was his name, Khalees from Public Defenders? or whatever you call it. What was his name? I was thinking of his name earlier. But the way that she kind of finessed that situation, I was like, yo, your child is precious. Like, you deserve anything that's coming to you.
And
but
I saying, go give it to her. Why you
what's the big deal?
Her? Oh, well, she's busy and the door is girl.
Just kept going.
Somebody said
so,
the ministry needed to be. Where did it go? Oh, the nurses.
Needed nurses and padded walls. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yes.
That is funny.
So someone asked about Peach's story. So I'm delayed on Peach's story, but Peach's has a wonderful story that I can't wait. I can't wait to get into. In fact, I tried to pitch that story for a deal that we're still waiting to see. No, am I lying? No. Okay, so I pitched it for a company who said that they were interested, but they ain't never come back to finalize the deal. I gotta follow up on that. Peach's story, I really wish but you know, I always hide behind the excuse of I need my researcher back. I need a researcher to do that, because Peach, for those of you who have been here since Love Unaccounted was published, you know Amir, who is one of Ezra's closest intellectual buddies. That is who Peach will be paired with.
Okay.
You knew this. You just didn't remember. Now, back then, but no. Let me not confuse you, because back then Peaches was a name. Peaches technically isn't it, because Peach's name is not Peach. Her friend was a Peach.
Okay.
Short for preacher, because she's a preacher. She's an ordained minister. But Amir was already established back then. Peach was unnamed, but they're going to meet in school. They're going to meet for their, I don't even know, at the time it was supposed to be, he mentioned it in Bonded, his second master's degree or whatever.
Theology school, right? Okay.
Theology, and that's where they're going to meet. I don't know if it's a master's program at this point, but yeah. So Peach's guy has already been named. Their story is here. It's floating around. I just need time. That's going to be so fun. So, and it's so crazy how from Alyx Inevitably Love, there's a scene where Peach is singing on the beach. I haven't heard it yet because they haven't sent it to me yet, but whatever. Peaches is singing on the beach. She's singing Faith Evans' Come Over. And I know I listened to that song, because I typically do as I wrote it to get the emotions and everything. And when I tell you the readers caught that, and they were like, who's Peach singing for? Who's Peach? And I love that they were able to pick that up, because Peach had, by that time, Peach had not met Amir in Inevitably Love. They've not met yet. I'm off with my timeline. They've not met yet, but that's the type of love Peach yearns for. But she knows, because of her ministry, she doesn't even know if that type of love exists, you know, to be physically yearning for a man. But that
scene was fun. I think you'll enjoy it.
I hope. Well, I'm sure I will. I just can't wait to experience it. Hopefully it'll be this week while I'm cooking for Thanksgiving. So yeah. That was good. Yes, Ro. Hey, Ro! Miss Alexander. Yes. Peach was manifesting in that song. She has this deep yearning, but Peach doesn't even know if she's gonna ever see it. She doesn't even know if it really exists. Like she has her girlfriends, and 2 are married now. What's the white girl's name? Alyx, what's the white girl's name?
I think ain't she Asian, Shizu?
Well, she's not Shizu. She's the Asian one, like you said. The white girl. Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Becky is.
I forgot about Becky.
Becky is married. She was the first of their crew that got married, and Shishi and Brielle's story is going to be the second friend in that group that's going to get married. We're going to do Shishi's wedding and Brielle's story that I'm writing now. So, but Peach, in her mind, like she doesn't really know. She don't really know what she wants it, but she doesn't even know if it really exists. My skin that dry. I think my skin is dry. My stomach has been itching. Skin is dry. But yeah, I can't wait to get into Peach's story. I'm actually excited. But I've signed for one more project before I can think about getting to Peach, which is sad. But I pitched it to another company. Let's see.
Love, Brielle is one book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, check you out.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what? We
Well,
said the
Oh,
same thing with Lit. We were like, Lit is not one book.
and it
It's not.
was.
And it's
Now, where you can clown me at is Brielle's supposed to be a short story, like a
and it
novella.
ain't.
wait, now, wait a minute.
I know.
What define short?
It's not. Don't even make her tell a story. Don't make her tell a lie. It's not.
You
Because
right.
my thing was, I
You
turned
right.
my nose. I like Brielle, but I don't love her. I just feel like she has a story, like But I remember CCJ said we were discussing like the theme of the artwork and stuff, and she was like, "Love a short story." No, I don't think so. Here go Khalees, 500 pages. Two. Oh, you're asking for two. Oh, we hit it at the same time. Which book was Peach singing in? Peach was singing. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. Hey, Inevitably Love, book 2 in the Complicated series, which Alyx is narrating in as well. Yeah, I can't wait to get to that story. I like Peach because I'll be back into my church bag, like I was with Ezra. I'll be back into my church bag, and it's gonna be so fun because Amir is a Pan Africanist, so that'll be fun. She's low key intrigued me. So who?
If she talking about Brielle, none of us, we didn't want to hear about Brielle. Love has coaxed us into
I know. I feel like I have. I feel like I can't even
because we were
argue with
all
you.
like, well, the majority of us, I'll say, look at Devin. I don't know if I want to
See?
clown Devin, but I can't because she gave me a compliment yesterday, so I won't clown her.
The compliment is still ringing true.
Yes,
It's taking precedent.
she gave me a sweet compliment yesterday, so I'm gonna leave Devin alone today. But that's that little one right
So
there.
yeah, so how we crack up, Erica, I'm sure you're listening, how we crack up at you, Devin has been you for years now.
Right.
Devin can't even have a straight conversation. In fact, when I signed the first book to Devin at an event, I told her, don't crack out my handwriting because she stays with jokes. She can't help, she breathes them.
She
She
can.
can't
She
help
really,
it.
but she was nice yesterday, so I'm gonna leave her alone today.
Someone said something. Someone so who Brie, who has a similar lore? I have to go back up, but hey girl, what is Amir's age? I can't tell you what Amir's age is now. I have to get back into them to see, what's what. You know what I mean? I have to check back in with them to see where they are because Amir was introduced 9 years ago. Their
That's a
story
long
should have
time ago,
that
right?
was a long time ago. And I pray, and I don't think he did. I pray Ezra never gave his age. I
But you
gotta
know
go back.
what, love? Even though they have been written so long ago, for your
Mhm.
new readers, they don't. The only thing that would probably make people, and I thought about this today too, when of course she was talking about R. Kelly, and then in
Oh,
Lit,
I'm glad that came up.
and then in Lit where Jackson lives at Trump Towers. That is like the only
So
thing that
old, and they have been taxing me so bad. And I want to say this, and I know we got to move forward. I'm not going to apologize for those mentions because I write in real time. So I'm writing about what's really happening. Trump, before his personality became public, Trump had a certain level of class, if you will. Not class, that's not the right word, but like I can't find the
It's so
right word,
hard to
but
find a
wealth.
word these days.
Yeah, because
yeah,
he's associated with
because
he was
you need to
associated with
see.
money, with wealth, his real estate. And so Trump Towers, you'll hear Jay-Z even talking about Trump Towers and his music. He won't say it now, like I won't say it now, but he definitely had Trump Tower, and that was a
Right,
luxury place
right.
to live in. These books are so old. So even with the R. Kelly thing, I feel like a few books ago, so maybe within the past 2 books, people say I will never read her again because she's talking, Love's Neutral Zone. I will never read Love again. What you have to understand is art reflects the time. I forget who said that. Her name is that in my head. It should reflect the time. I was writing in that time. So what's odd though is in 2016-ish, the R. Kelly thing started coming out, which is why I brought it up because locally, and I read a long article that one of the big publications did, how locally they knew what we now know, but the world at large didn't know that. We only knew his music. So I could have gone back and I could have removed his stuff. I'm not doing that because it was for that time. And even when I mentioned it in Love's Neutral Zone in 2023, whenever that was published, it is a real thing. You can't say his name without being canceled. And it's just like, nah, but was and probably still arguably is the king of R&B. We can condemn what he did. He's where he's supposed to be, but it was a real thing. So for those who are coming in, and I saw the little whispers on threads, I had to put him down because he mentioned him. I can't do anything about that, and I'm okay with that. So glad that came up. But let's move right along. We have Mr. Winston James in the house, everybody.
Peace, peace. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Right,
we can hear you. What have you been working on, Winston, in your other life, not your narration life? Because we know you are on tour in your narration life. What have you been working on in your acting bag?
In my acting bag.
Yeah, you were doing Hamilton the last time we chatted.
No, Hamlet. I was doing Hamlet.
I'm sorry, Hamlet.
Yeah. In my acting bag. So I did Hamlet. Then I just finished a short film maybe 2 weeks ago called Chicken Scratch that we shot in Brooklyn. And then I have a film right now called Can You Stand the Rain that has been getting amazing feedback. It's been touring around on all the festival circuits. We did American Black Film Festival in Miami, got great feedback.
Nice.
We just won the audience award at the Urban World Film Festival, I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's huge.
So that's been going on. Yeah. So that's what's been
going
on.
So chicken, is it Chicken Scratch?
No, that's a short that I just shot. So that's
Oh, so that's not out yet.
Yeah, no, that's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
But this is Can You Stand the Rain, a feature film that I shot maybe 2 years ago, and it just came out this summer. Actually, when I was in LA doing Hamlet, it came out. So I wasn't able to go to Miami.
And how can we support you? Where can we see it?
The next there's a screening this Thursday actually at a film festival at Columbia University. So there's a screening this Thursday, but in 2026 you can look out for it. It's going to be going on a tour around multiple cities, doing theaters in multiple cities. Going to do it kind of like, not sure if y'all seen that film Dolomite with Eddie Murphy. When Dolomite took the film on tour basically and gathered up support and love for it that way, and that's how he got his distribution in that way. So we doing the same thing with this project.
Well, listen, you gotta plug me in so I can share it.
Absolutely. I should have invited you to the Urban World Film Festival in Manhattan. That's why
I'd have threw on some makeup. I'd have been there.
Yeah, I know. That's why it just hit me like I should have invited you to that. I thinking I got so much going on. Yeah.
I know. I really do appreciate that about you. I truly, truly do. So I wanted to ask you, Winston, and I was telling Josh, what do I ask? Because I don't want to be narcissistic because I can be. I don't want to be egotistical because I am. But I really wanted to know, when you first started, and I'm going to ask Alyx the same question, when you first started the Love Unaccounted series, and I know I overloaded you with information, but as you started to get to know Ezra, what was your original thought of him? Like, what did you really think about this guy?
You want my real thoughts?
Yeah, I won't take it personally. I promise. I really need your real thoughts.
So my real thoughts are this, from a male point of view, and I've this is not just with Ezra, but Ezra fits into this under this umbrella that a lot of projects that I've narrated, the males leave me wondering, why the fuck are y'all dating this dude? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, a lot of the male characters leave me wondering, like, why would you date this dude? And you know, I've lived a full life. I'll say that. You know what I mean? I've been a bad guy. and a good guy, and you know what I mean. Like I said, I went to HBCU, so I done ran the gamut. And though my face isn't available on here, I'm a handsome brother. You know what I mean? So I ran the gamut, and I've never been as bad as these guys. Like I'm just like,
really. So,
yeah, like,
so what for Ezra?
I'm like, so now to bring it back to Ezra, I think that in this book he has made major growth. He has in Bonded by Ezra, I should say, because I didn't say what book in particular, but in Bonded by Ezra, that's the last one, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, you're right. No, you got it.
He has made major growth. You know what I mean? But in Covenant with Ezra, shit, I'm with Alexis. I would have left his ass too. Like dude, it's crazy. Like,
not the Mary J. Blige. I would have left your ass a long time ago.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? This guy is super controlling. And so for me, I'm like, you know, I enjoy these dudes I'm reading because I just want to read more. Like in reality, it's so interesting that I say that I feel this way, because a lot of times I'm reading and narrating more, going further and further with excitement, because I'm waiting for the part where the female lead tells him to fuck off. Excuse my language. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
which she did.
Tell this motherfucker. Like, you know,
which she did in book 2, at the end of book 2.
Yeah, and in Covenant,
And, in Love. No, she did it at the end of In Love, when you had to, and you when you closed that book.
Bonded? I'm off.
In Love. In Love. So yes, no, I get it. In
Yeah.
Love. And you closed that book, and I was moved. And you know what I sent you to express to you how moved I was, because I totally forgot to prep you for that. And when I tell you, you delivered that so well, and it left us very emotional. It wasn't just me. I've heard from other readers, those who have read the book before they listened. But the way she said, Trinity, that's our safe word. I'm out. And she called him a psychopath. She called him, which I just, when you guys are narrating, you reminded me of this stuff, because this is retro LB, right? Still relevant LB, but retro LB, and how Ezra went to go visit the Russian man in prison, and how we didn't know, it sounded random why he was visiting his man, and Ezra was talking about the man's diagnosis and how he was a psychopath or sociopath and whatever. But at the end of book 2, when she said, Trinity, I'm done with you, I'm out, it all brought it together, because she called him a psychopath. So it all brought it together. But Lex did what you said. Lex said, I'm done. This is just too much.
Yeah. And I loved it. I loved it. Like, you know, like listen, man, I'm a feminist and whatever the male one is. You know? I'm both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I guess I say that to say I'm for equality. You know what I mean? I'm for people being treated with respect. You know what I'm saying? So he but she walked away and she taught him. She, you know, like she took her power back. She used her agency and she walked away. And then it booked in part of the numbers. But in Bonded by Ezra in the last one, he had to put in some legwork to get her to come home. You know what I mean? His mom had to plant a bug in his ear, so to speak, to say, look, brother, this is on you. You know
she sure did, didn't she, Mary? Mary said, you're my child. I know it was you. You don't have to, you can't tell me otherwise. I made you. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when she came to the house, when he was playing, and she yeah.
So like that was, I love that part. You know what I mean? I love that part for real. So yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but
no, it's okay. I want to ask Alyx. Alyx, so when you first met Lex in her own series, because Alyx, both of you had read around, you know, as sub characters for these two. But Alyx, when you finally got into the Love Money Counted series, when you met Lex, what was your impression of her?
Good question. Hey, Winston.
Hey, Alex.
Um, okay, so it's hard to remember now, but I think I remember being kind of annoyed at how naive is not the word, because I don't think she's naive. I think she just, I don't know, maybe because of circumstances was choosing not to see certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I remember being a little bit annoyed by that. And because I had met her mature and evolved in other series, I was kind of
Yeah,
waiting on
that's
her
true.
fire.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, when is she going
that is really good.
like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Winston said, like when is she gonna fight back? Like when is she
Mm-hmm.
gonna, just say something, do something?
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt especially after I met her dad, it felt so much like, okay, girl, you are
Mm-hmm.
you it's becoming you now. Like you are the common denominator in your friend trying to play you every chance she get, your daddy taking
Mm-hmm.
advantage of you, which that's a sore spot. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, she gets my sympathy there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you even got Ezra like coming in here kind of bullying you a little bit, and you
Mm-hmm.
going along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember being annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like y'all said, she came into herself, and that's something I can relate to. I think we can all relate to that. Like we all have times where we wish we would have stood our ground,
Yeah.
or spoken up for ourselves a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just it was a hard thing to witness.
It was a lot. And you know what? You're not crazy, Alyx, because I often get that. Like, she's so not uh lit. Loves improbable possibility. Impossible possibility. They were saying, like, she was just so naive, she came from the street. But I still stick to this, and this is not a defense of you, Alyx, because your truth is your truth. This is not an argument against that. But when you are hit with so many things at one time, and it's just like woo 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 woo, it does change you as a person. It does make you kind of lose your footing for a little while, and then once you get all the players and you're like, okay, so this is how you are and you're not going to change, this is how you are and you're not going to change, I got to raise up this Harlem pride and remember who I am. So I think with writing a story, it's just kind of building up, breaking breaking her down, breaking him down, and obviously building them back up to be a better them, to be a better fit for each other. So I definitely respect both of your opinions on it, and I get it all the time. I'm so used to it. But so with and Winston, you kind of touched on this. But how did your perception of Ezra change from book one to book three? And you kind of changed, you touched on it with saying he had to do the legwork. So elaborate on that.
I mean, in book one, he was like a total authoritarian. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was Ezra's way or the highway, or I'm gonna forgot what he was doing to her in book one. He was like, was this some what's the phrase, the S D S S
BDSism.
B as
Mm-hmm.
I'm right, that's what I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for.
Mm-hmm.
He was using that to his advantage, which she was down for, but he began to take advantage of it, I felt
Mm-hmm.
like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
to where by book three, he I would say started to take in her point of view. He began
Mm-hmm.
to listen some more. Whereas
And
in book
he's
one,
and he's and he spent less time disciplining in the sandbox. That's a good point, because she
right,
wanted to get back to that sandbox, and his thing was no, because you're really gonna leave. Like clearly that didn't work. So that's really a good point. Yeah, because he dealt less with the sandbox. She had to drive him back in there for book three.
right,
So
right.
I agree with you. I
It
agree.
almost became fearful for him in a way, right? That he would lose her if
Mm-hmm.
he took it back there. So I think that was excuse me, a major step for him
Mm-hmm.
in that way. And then, I mean, outside of that, I feel like he grew as a pastor as well. He grew as
Mm-hmm.
far as, like,
Mm-hmm.
having the women in the congregation respect Lex also, you know what I mean, and really putting his foot down even more, because of her background. It allowed for her to be easily disrespected,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in that kind of
Well,
environment.
by her father, especially by his father,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. But
Precious. Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, she's like the main culprit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she
Mm-hmm.
the main little fire starter. But yeah. So I felt like he grew as far as how he had to verbally respect his woman, and
Mm-hmm.
also how he required or demanded the respect from others as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. And what
Yeah.
about you? What about you, Alyx? Like, how did what was the, how did your perception of Lex change from book
I
1 to
mean,
book 3?
I was definitely proud of her. I felt like the only area where her naivete, I think is the word, showed up in book 3 was around Ezra, because I felt like, from my point of view, I felt like there was never a question of how Ezra felt about her, even though he didn't show it the way she needed him to. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like there was still Ezra's displays of love, right? And somehow her anger with him around his controlling ways and him not being amenable to her, like just not doing what she asked, and just, like not even really giving her a moment to understand. I felt like that was a separate issue from the lack of love. And so when she was having this internal dialogue of like, oh, he loves me, like he really loves me. I'm like, girl, you thought he didn't love you? Like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. But apparently she didn't connect it, like, through it all. But I think that was really the only time where I was like, all right, girl. The rest of the book, I felt like she came out swinging, and it was great. I was like,
I think you commented
ready.
that on IG to someone. I forget how you phrased it, but basically saying, like, who's to say she didn't dominate in book 3? Who's to say she didn't turn it around in book 2? Something like that you said. And I was like, all right, Alyx. Yeah.
I was proud of my girl Lex in book 3.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, Alyx was fighting for her life. She was giving it to everybody. You hear me? Winston, I enjoyed, obviously, clearly, your conversations with Miss Rima, and I'm laughing because of the scene where Lex finally, because she wanted that sandbox, she wanted it, and she came home for the first time. She didn't stay the night, and when you told her to, you wait, you go downstairs, you wait on me if you in case you want to change your mind. So she goes downstairs and wait, and he comes downstairs. I think he did some push-ups and showered and everything. And he came downstairs and Miss Rima was cleaning up the kitchen. And Miss Rima said, "Don't you hurt her. Don't you hurt her." I was so tickled. And that's when Ezra was like, she knows about the sandbox. But I loved it. And I also loved the moment of I feel like Ezra and Miss Rima, when Miss Rima told how she met Lex, I got choked up. When Miss Rima told Ezra how she met Lex, and Lex was assaulted, and she was in a hospital bed, and her eyes were really big, and she's saying, "Girl, what's wrong with you? I know you want to cry. Why don't you cry?" And she said, "I can't. I'm a warrior." And then her medication kicked in, and she fell asleep. And she was trying to explain to Ezra, I don't think you're a bad guy, but I think you're going too hard. Like, there's another way you can get her. I love that so bad. Oh my gosh, so bad. And I loved the dialogue between not just between Ezra and Bishop Jones, But even when the guys came over and they played their chess and they had their banter about politics and all that stuff, how Bishop Jones just stayed with he just stayed joking and everything, and how you have that character for you was had continuity, and there's a lot that I can't prepare you guys for because I don't remember. But when I say that you got that and how he just stayed laughing and joking on people, I just loved it. I honestly loved it. And I loved Alyx when you, to me, portrayed well when I think they were at the office and Lily came over and Lily was going off on Ezra and the whole marriage thing, and Precious came in there, and what she was trying to tell her was Nari was calling asking for email addresses or whatever, because it only takes one email address for a business for you to understand the whole system. I had that experience with a certain hotel chain this year, and that argument broke out between between Lex and Precious, or just not an argument. And poor Lily was just sitting there. She tried to excuse herself. And I feel like you understood, like, Precious, you annoy me, but you're really not powerful. You played me that one time. You got me that one time, but you're not as powerful as I thought you were. Like, now I got you. And the way that you just kept giving it to her, like, is that it, Precious? Prada Princess or something like that you said. And I feel like you got it. And I also feel like at the end of the book, one of the last scenes when Precious had that meltdown, and the way that, yeah, Lex could have just let her live, because Lex got, you're off. And if you're off, I work in social services. I know not to needle you. But gosh, but darn, I'm going to have some fun with you in public. And I feel like you understood that. Whereas, and the reason why that's important to me is because I don't think a lot of readers understand that. That's LB. If I see I got you, I'm good. You can keep, and Joslyn can tell you, because a lot of my sister readers think that other readers are coming for me. And if they are, like, no, once I got you, I got you. So I don't take offense to it, and I keep going. I felt like, Alyx, you caught that. I felt like you understood, like, you're not a threat to me. But while I got you in this moment, you know, so I have to give you guys that. Like, there were just some points. Oh, Alyx, and when you told Pastor to go to hell when he came on your workplace telling people that you were pregnant.
Look.
Okay, so my next question. So, and I think, Winston, I think you said that. I think you saw the evolution between the Ezra you met and the Ezra, you know, you closed in on. So you do agree there was some evolution in terms of that character. We did not leave him how we met him.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely wasn't the same person we met in the beginning. I mean, he probably still got some growth that he doing over there at some point still in his life, but nah, he definitely wasn't the same person that we met in the beginning.
Let me ask you this. So we talked about this before you came on. There are some readers who work in I don't know, maybe education or whatever, and they are asking if Ezra is on the spectrum. What are your thoughts about that? Because no, you don't think so? Okay.
Nah, not at all. Why was that their thoughts?
Some really good reasons. They gave some really good reasons how he only sees things black and white. If something is out of order, he cannot function. Just like he likes to have sex on a full belly, but before sex, the kitchen has to be clean. Every morning, I'm this way. Every morning, just like God's grace and mercy is new, you got to make that bed. So he was just so black and white about things that probably did not matter, and just could not understand why she would say, as a newlywed, I want to wake up to you. I don't want you to leave the bed. or you don't talk enough for me. He was, he appeared introverted at work, at home. But she evolved to understanding him. She evolved, but they were like giving me, I said, oh, okay. That never came up in our sessions, with me as his therapist. But I thought that was very interesting. Like, that's not what when I wrote the project, that's not what I saw. But I think it's very, very interesting to hear.
But like I said, he was an only child. He was because I'm an only child, so it's like I'm not falling for. And I know people like it's not an insult. I'm not saying it was an insult for them to say that he was on the spectrum. But I feel as though Ezra was the only child. He had a calling on his life as a young child that his mother said that she saw in him. His grandfather saw in him. He even said it. I didn't do what normal kids did. I was with my grandfather. I didn't go to the park and play and do all of those things. He was groomed from a little kid who was already different. So sometimes when you have an only child, like my mom made sure I was always with my friends. She always included my friends so I didn't feel like I was just by myself. My child is the only child. That dude can be in his house. He don't live here no more. Devin can stay at his house all day and not and be just as introverted as he wants to be and not be around people. So that's where I see Ezra. I don't see him on
which is significant. You are a tenured educator, so I definitely understand your perspective. Yeah, I was just curious to see what Winston was gonna say, because I'm starting to think, well, maybe that just didn't come up in our sessions, and maybe that's shame on me as a therapist. But no, I honestly didn't see him. I just saw him as just being individualistic and just seeing things one way, black and white, and forcing this woman into a situation that he didn't fully explain, because he probably didn't even know how to. He probably thought that's how wives came. I don't know, but he soon learned with that Harlem chick.
Yeah, agreed. I just felt like it was more like, it seemed like he had OCD. Like, he had OCD, and he had issues also. I think he had issues around sex, honestly. I think he had a lot of issues around intimacy. But I wouldn't call that autism or being on the spectrum in any way,
So Alyx, obviously, because you said it, right? You've seen the evolution in Lex from the time, you started with her and to how you left her.
Yes. Yeah, I agree that I've seen the evolution. Obviously in both characters. I mean, it wouldn't be at least it wouldn't be a well-written book if we didn't see the evolution of the characters. But yes, I was really proud of Lex by the end.
Did you feel like you needed a break after you got done with that book? Even I know you didn't have one, but did you feel like you needed a break?
First of all, I can only narrate if I'm doing one of your books, that's the only thing I can narrate. I can't narrate more than one at the same time. But by the end of book 3, no. Like book 1, book 2, yeah. Book 3, it's like, okay, we're getting to some kind of resolution. Things are getting, there's that relief of like we're tying up these loose ends. But yeah, not book 3.
Not book 3. Okay.
Okay.
Not
book 3.
All
maybe
right, and
somewhere in the middle.
In the middle, and it's funny because
I'll come back to this tomorrow.
That middle book 2 is one of my favorites written by me. I have a top 3, and I don't know if that's number 1 or number 2, but that's one of my favorite, because usually in the middle of a series is when I let them go buck wild, and it's just like, I didn't see this coming. Oh wow. So if you said that, I can see why. Before and I know you guys have to go about your lives, and I have to say this: thank you so much for tolerating me, because Joslyn knows these chats I can't do. My chat I can do as long as my sister reads when I go. And when I'm invited to other chats, I can't be on there too long. I start becoming like the LB. I don't know. I'm known as the unproblematic author. I'll become the problematic author, the egotistical one. But anyway, my last question before I let you guys go. Winston, I'll start with you. Which scenes resonated most with you, if any?
Which scenes resonated most?
Or even one. Even if it's just one. I'm not that egotistical.
Resonated, I would say favorite more. I think I loved when he was checking Precious. That was my favorite scene. When he was
He kept
depicted.
checking Precious though.
He did. I loved every bit of it. When he kept
Oh,
checking,
he
maybe when
did.
she was trying to violate Lex.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how he just wasn't standing for nobody violating his woman.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved that. So that was
Mm-hmm.
my favorites. I may be confusing the books. Nah, yeah, I might be confusing the books.
No, you don't have to say which book. No, because we'll know which
Just
book once you say it.
I know there was a scene where basically Precious put all of what she thought was Alex's business, Alexis's business, not Alex, sorry, but put Lex's business in the streets, and or to the church, to the congregation. Actually, she had told everybody, and he had just really spazzed out on her at that point. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You remember what I'm talking about? Yeah.
The Nari, her friend, but what happened was Nari tried to contact Precious in order, like I said earlier, in order to get the email addresses for the staff. And yeah, about that, I was kind of trying to figure out, was Ezra behind Nari getting payback for sending those emails out about Lex's attack?
I think he put L on the job.
That's what I'm wondering.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
You-
if he said
You
that, 'cause he
implied
asked
it. I don't
her.
know if you meant to, but you definitely.
Well, if I implied it was meant. It's just been so long because he asked
He
Lex.
didn't do it, but he put the right people. He gave it to L,
Right.
and
He
that's
asked
the
He
Lex.
very much told Lex, like, I told you, I got it.
He said, no, he asked her, do you want revenge? Do you want it? And Lex was like, I'm not thinking about no revenge. Because she knew she was pregnant at the time. But she was like, yeah, I'll get her when I get her, but it's not a big deal. But the way he was saying, like he was offering something, and then the next thing you know, Nari's in the media for, being with the stripper, female stripper. And I'm thinking like Ezra, how much of that did you contribute to? But it had to be, but Elle played that thing. She said, Ezra's not my client. He thought it would be a conflict of interest because I'm his client. So Elle played that thing very, very well. So anyway, all right. Winston, I hear you. What about you, Alyx? What scene resonated with you the most?
I really enjoyed, especially from book 3, I really enjoyed Lex's internal dialogue. I'm trying to think back, but it was just really cool to hear the shift in the way she spoke to herself about other people, like when there's no one else around, just her in the hotel room with her thoughts, like literally just her and her thoughts. Those I really enjoyed. Actually, a lot of the hotel scenes I really enjoyed. I liked the scene when they were in, like, not the lobby, but like some room off to the side in the hotel. I can't remember what.
Oh yes, yeah, where they played
cafe or something.
chess.
It wasn't the restaurant, yeah, where they were playing chess. I really liked that scene. And honestly, any scene where you get the characters and the friends together, that is, you have a really special gift for very accurately making multiple characters feel seen, even when like the attention has to constantly shift between different people. Like it's just it's the way you is really wonderful that how you put that together. And so those are always my favorite. Not as many like big cast scenes with Lex and Ezra, but the like Stanton coming over, or the scene where she's addressing the church and there's like Ezra L. Jackson.
Oh
like,
my God, I love that. That kind of made me emotional. That made me emotional.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely.
Well,
but
I just want to say, well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys' work on this, and I appreciate you guys taking it seriously. I appreciate you guys tolerating me with all of my notes and willing to come and chat with me and my sister readers. And I look forward to working with both of you again. And Winston, sir,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You are greatly missed on Instagram. I can imagine you going into your account and becoming overwhelmed and logging back out. You're very,
Well,
very missed.
I don't remember the password. I tried to get back in the other day, and I was like, so there's that.
Well, I do want you to know, beyond Instagram, you're definitely listed amongst the greats in Black narration. And Alyx, every time when I'm starting to see your name being listed, I'm like, and you know what I mean. Anyway, so I appreciate the both of you. And again, I look forward to working with you both again.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, peace.
Bye, y'all.
All right, guys. So, I never left room for you guys to ask them your question, for you guys to ask questions, but I held them too long. And it's a personal bias of mine. Joslyn knows this YouTube type of setting is the time where I'm like, I'll take all the time my sister Regis need, but any other ones, I'm like, get me on and get me off. It's late. So I didn't want to keep them too long. But any questions you guys may have? You guys came up with good ones earlier about Peach. The way you connect the characters between the different series is genius. Sometimes I can't wait for my next credit. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Rashida. And that was unintentional. When I first started writing, when I was just reading years ago, I never liked connected characters. Not what I'm doing now per se, but I never liked when you have, the first set of characters is who I wanted to ride with. If a sub character got their own book, and especially if a sub character was like pining for the first book's main characters, I was like, ugh, if you weren't good enough for the main characters, why are you gonna? So you'll never see that in LBU. But it just, I don't know, it's just something I never thought I did, but it made more sense to kind of bring them together, because I tend to write about wealthy people. I tend to write about people in the media or connected to the media or celebrities. Let you know a lot about me, but that's how we kind of grew into a universe. So thank you so much, Ms. Rashida. Police, which hotel room scene? Any questions?
I like when she took control when she took him up to the room and she told him don't move.
That I know she was talking about that. At least that's what I'm assuming.
Maybe that's what she's talking about, but I'm talking about when she's like, put your hands to the top or I'll stop right now.
Yeah, she sure did.
Boss up on him, Lex. Boss up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Megan. Oh, thank you so much. So I will be remiss if I didn't say there are 2 scenes missing from Bonded with Ezra, and my agent is in touch with the publishing company to get those included. So as it's communicated to me, I'll communicate to you guys. I don't know how they're going to fix it. I believe in my mind, being a publisher, how it can easily be fixed, but I've never experienced this before. But thank you guys for letting me know. Anytime you feel something is off with me, whether it's an error, a simple error or whatever, hit me up, let me know. I'll take it all. I like to write productions. I want it to be thorough and impactful. So if there's something, an error of any type, and it's going to take away from the impact, I will get right on it. I've been editing Bonded with Ezra while listening to it.
Somebody, they asked several times, when will the LBU encyclopedia be updated?
I know. Don't say that. Why are y'all trying to embarrass me?
No.
You're trying to embarrass me because it's not updated, because I have the update. I just haven't put in the update.
Okay.
Tina always updates it, and she sent me the update a few months ago. So all right, maybe I'll work on it in the next couple of days. Well, no, because the holidays. Maybe I'll work on it at the top of next week. Yeah, it's probably gonna take me a couple of hours, but I'll update it. Thank you guys. I will definitely update it. Do we have another CK book coming? Hey, Lisa. I'm sure. We have not named a time for it, but I'm sure. I think CCJ and I are both open to the CK. We can't let the CK series go. And I've been flirting with my next client, so I think so. You as a therapist blew me away. Your mind is crazy. Oh, thank you so much. My best friend said to me a few years ago, she said, I don't know why you got your degree in public health. You should have gotten your degree in psychology. Chap, you'd have saw, I repeated psychology 101 twice. And if you'd have saw the grade from the second one, you would know why. But you can't tell me I'm not. It's a Belvin thing. We think we are. So yeah, my book 2 is my favorite too. And I'll be honest with you, when I read, and I've always said that for years since I published it, but when I was listening to book 3, I was like, wow, this is like how everything ties in, and I think everything was addressed. I was like, okay, book 3 got something going on too. Can you get a peek at the whiteboard? It's not been updated since the last time you guys saw it. I'm on my Mac. I'm not on my laptop. So I don't think I can really. I don't know if. Oh gosh, what am I doing?
About to knock stuff down.
I know. Yeah, I'm about to knock off. Yeah, it's not really been updated. My life has been on tour, like really on tour all year. So I am looking forward to, I don't know, I don't have a lot planned in December. My birthday's in a couple weeks, but I don't really have a lot. I'm looking forward to a quiet, at the end of the month, I got something going on, but I'm looking forward to a quiet, so I can mark up these boards more and get really immersed back into the world of Brielle and Brock. So yeah. So oh my gosh, you ordered a book box, a sandbox. I knew your name looked familiar. So will CCJ and I do anything specifically in Jersey? Yes, and don't. Oh gosh, I should not have clicked on that one. We were supposed to before COVID. We actually had the event planner and everything. As soon as we hit them with the contract, they were like, I don't know. And I'm not saying they were shady. I just don't know why they choked. And then COVID happened, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Jocelyn, what you looking at? Ain't nobody talking to you. Who are you looking at? But
I didn't even say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Long story short, I'm the holdup. Felicia concerts and all. How was the Brandy Monica concert? Yeah, I got a little dates in. Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good. I didn't really love my seats. We have floor seats, but we were like in the third quarter of the row seats, and I had to stand and all that stuff. But I look cute. That's all I like to do is go out and dress
Who is
up.
that trying to be funny? Somebody's trying to be funny.
With what?
Why do I get so territorial with Juggy?
Brock, is that Juggy's first name? No.
Oh, God.
It's funny that you Lisa, you asked because have we met? No. Brielle's guy is unknown. He's never been he's new to the LBU. That's a good question. But dang, with the Juggy thing, yeah, I think you are trying to be funny because you see Joslyn up here. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh, I was holding your DMs. I'm gonna leave you alone and won't ask again, but I'll for sure be the first one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Who's laughing at Juggy? Khalees. Yeah. Yeah, it's so that's a good question. So I don't know.
I doubt that very seriously, Lisa.
What?
I don't think Jay will. No, wait. Why did I go back to that?
Is Real guy? No, he's not. Very good question. He's not. He's not. And I love him too. I love me some Brock.
This one is Brielle gonna make peace with Jade?
Probably not. Jade.
I might
Jade
say
is
she
not
might
that.
try, but Jade is like, girl.
Yeah, Brielle will be more willing to do that than Jade would. I think it's just a wash because also Brielle is very much aware of her best friend is cool with Jade. Like, so she knows Jade talks smack about her, and Brielle, does she like it? No, but she just has to own it. So, but yeah, I can see Brielle being cool with that, but Jade is like, no, never, ever.
Somebody said Jade will snatch her edges out for sure.
She would try from all the way down here.
Yeah, they don't play that. Like, girl, bye.
Yeah. All right, before we close, I just want to make sure. Oh, did you get an update on when book 3? Okay, I did, and I've been avoiding saying it because it sounds crazy, and I need to, because I'm hoping they're going to change it. But book 3 of the Sadiq series apparently won't be published until March of 2026, which sucks. Which sucks. I'm actually trying to get the date for you. And I've been avoiding saying this because I when I listened to and He Who Was a Lover, at the end, I was hooked. I wanted to know. I never went back to read. Everybody who, if you've known me for a time, you know my memory sucks. So at the end of He Who Was a Lover, I don't even know who shot. I don't even know who shot Ibn. I don't recall. And I didn't want to go and read because you know why? Because I wanted to be like you guys who have never read the series. And I did not want I just, in fact, I was talking to Alyx about that. And Alyx said, well, good for you. She said to me, she said, good for you, because now you know how we feel the way you end these books with cliffhangers. And I said, okay, I'll accept that. But I'm sorry, I'm looking for I have the image because they told my agent it's a date in March, which I'll just leave it there. It's a date in March, and I will.
No, Angenique, March is not, considering that this is November. We're about to jump into December, but the way they leave you hanging for so long especially when it's a series is the issue. That's the biggest issue. Like, it's crazy.
Did I accidentally delete it? I think I accidentally deleted it from my phone because I never shared it with you guys because I felt really bad. I felt, now I sound like my Aunt Crystal Zakia's mom. I felt really bad. I felt horrible with that date, but I don't know. But the good news is, yeah, I deleted it from. It's March 2026. And if you're part of the Team Loves mailing list, we'll send it there. I was praying I can ask in January, and then they'll give me a closer date. But I don't know that they gave a March date. What I am hoping for the opportunity to do is to produce Waiting to Breathe in audio in the first quarter of 2026. I'm hoping if the moon, the stars, the sun, and all of that align, I would like to do that the first quarter. I told my publishing partner I would like my personal MKT publishing partner. I would like to do that in the first quarter. So we'll see. We'll see about that. And yeah. So, all right. Do we have any? Okay. Do we have? So I think we went over this. No, we've not met her. Oh yeah, I'm way behind. Sadiq as a main male character seriously shocked me. I really enjoyed him as a person for some reason. Akila, did you get your sandbox? Yeah, you were sick. Are you on a mend? Let me know, right? Because you had a bug, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't started the Sadiq series because I noticed it wasn't complete. Yeah, I respect that. I totally respect that. Stint Row was a problem. I still haven't forgiven him. I know, Megan, a lot of people haven't, but I love him. And you know what's crazy about Stint Row is you have the mainstays, like some readers who are just like, what he did was unforgivable. He gets on my nerves. And then you have those who say, he got on my nerves, but I got his heart. So, of course, he was completely flawed, completely wrong, but I got it. I got his heart. So that's great. All right. All right, Jocelyn.
All right. Thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. We truly, truly appreciate it. And we will be seeing you in
In
December.
a couple of weeks,
Couple of weeks.
prayerfully, if I can listen to Inevitably Love,
Yeah.
Miles Washington and Alyx Monroe, they both cleared dates for me, and I pray we can honor those dates. I didn't run it past you. You've not cleared the date with me. I have to run the date past
I gave you a thumbs up. I was out drinking.
you. Oh, okay. Maybe I was drinking too. I don't remember that. But anyway, in a couple weeks, prayerfully, we'll be back here discussing Inevitably Love, Book 2 of the Complicated series.
All right, ladies, have a great evening and a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate.